Hello everybody and welcome. I'm the grounded Gliscor, your favorite Armor PokeTuber of this channel, and I want to welcome you as the coach of the Lowland Nidoqueens for the team builder in the PMC Season 4 versus our opponent, the Boston Kommo-o, coached by LevineMa, or am I saying it right? I don't know. I'm terrible with names, so forgive me for that if I say it wrong. Jeez, that was a mouthful. Alright, so this is going to be our first week in the PMC right now, and I'm very nervous for this. It's going to be a really tough matchup, and looking at team preview pretty much, I would assume we have not the best of matchups, and we have a terrible time versus this team, but I think that I have the 6 ones right here which can do the work for it to at least not get 6-0'd, so that is what I'm trying to do, because I always try to build for all the 11 months that my opponent has. For the people who are new to the channel, I want to welcome you all. For the people who want to check out just because I'm in the PMC, also welcome. I will talk you through how I would normally do my team builders. People who are longer on the channel know how I will do them, but just for you guys, I will explain it one more time. And that is going to be that I will explain, that I look over the team of my opponent. I will talk about the threats that they have and what I think personally that they are going to bring. Then I'm actually going to go over my team right here, you see in front of you, going over the spreads, the moves, and the natures and such that they have, plus the items, so you know what I'm going to rock out with in the battle. So if you're hyped for another team builder for the PMC, be sure to hit that like button down below, and let's actually get straight into this team builder. So you will also see the team of my opponent on your right hand side right now, and the team of my opponents consists of Clefable, Latias, Skarmory, Mega Tyranitar, Rotom Wash, Marowak Alolan Form, Krookodile, Virizion, Zangoose, Sandslash Alola Form, and Vanilluxe, and the Z user is going to be Latias. Because this is the first week of the PMC, I will go over my team as well, so you know what we rock out with. Our team consists of Latios, Mega Aggron, Florges, Snorlax, Infernape, Tentacruel, Jolteon, Gourgeist, Staraptor, Seismitoad, and Zoroark, and our Z captain is going to be Latios. So, of course, when you look at my opponent's team, you see, of course, that he has the Clefable, which is, of course, going to be a threat because it has Magic Guard and Unaware, so setup cannot be done in front of it because it may have Unaware, so that would be not in effect. Magic Guard is the same as the ability as the Reuniclus gets, so that it does not get hit by, for example, Stealth Rocks, Status, or things along those lines. Very complicated mod, actually. I have a very tough time against it, not gonna lie, and that is actually that's actually one of the threats that he has, and is also a start for his Dragon Fairy Steel Core. Speaking of his Dragon Fairy Steel Core, we jump right into it with Latias right here. Latias, very bulky mon, of course. Good Wish Passer, Healing Wish. It has the ability, indeed with the Z Crystal, it has more versatility because it can rock a Life Orb, a Soul Dew, a Z Crystal, whatnot, and we really don't know what it's going to rock out with. It also has the option for defog and reliable recovery, so that is also, of course, going to be a problem. And of course, Latias with the Soul Dew is, of course, going to hit hard as fuck. Of course, you can also rock a Life Orb if he prefers the hard damage on all of his moves instead of a Z move. That can also work. But then, of course, he's kind of forced to be rocking Roost to this set as well. The next, he has a Skarmory as well. We have some experience with the Skarmory. Skarmory is a very bulky mon. Can be actually, well, it's pretty much the standard stuff most of the time, which you figured out. It normally is physically defensive or specially defensive, and that is most likely the things you're gonna see. May have one offensive move, one or two, like for example Drill Peck, Brave Bird, Iron Head, something along those lines, but that's going to be it. I expect Skarmory, if it comes, to have Whirlwind, Stealth Rocks, Roost, and Brave Bird probably. Alright, then we have also his Mega, which is going to be Mega Tyranitar. Mega Tyranitar is not released that long ago, but Mega Tyranitar, of course, is also the Sandstream ability when it Mega evolves, and also gets a speed buff of 10 points when the Mega evolves. So we need to watch out for that. Mega Tyranitar can turn into a very big threat if we let it set up with Dragon Dances. But outside from that, Mega Tyranitar is not that big of an issue. Because I have some mons on my team that can pretty well deal with it. And he also has a Rotom Wash. Rotom Wash is also a good Pokemon to have. It's going to be Electric Water with Levitate. So it actually has one weakness, which is going to be Grass type, of course. Because it's immune to Ground also. Pretty much it's then neutral to his other weaknesses like electric as such. But Rotom Wash can be very specially defensive, can be physically defensive, can be a Scarf set, Trick set, something along those lines. Really depends on what he's gonna rock out with. But Rotom, and actually I'm very afraid of Rotom because Rotom is a pivot Pokemon that doesn't need to switch into a lot of things. So it can be an issue for pretty much the entire team if you do not watch out. So that's that. Moving on to a further Pokemon down the line, he is Marowak, a Alolan form. Marowak, Alolan form, very slow mon. Normally it's going to be forced to use the Thick Club as its item because then it gets the most value out of its attack stat. Ghost Fire type, of course, and it can rock Shadow Bone, Flare Blitz, Fire Punch, something along those lines. Can also, of course, rock the Low Kick, which I may expect because we have a Snorlax on our squad as well. As Snorlax is going to be probably one of the swaps into Marowak as well, so we need to carefully watch out for that. Marowak has, of course, the Lightning Rod ability. It has the Rock Head ability as well. I expect that he's going to rock out with Lightning Rod because we have a Jolteon on the squad, so that's pretty much what I expect. And he also has a Krookodile. Krookodile, very scary mon. Very scary towards my entire draft, not gonna lie. I expect a Choice Band variant or a Choice Scarf variant if it comes along. And the reason I say that is because I have a couple ground immunities, but outside of that, it's pretty much gone. And the mon that I would normally switch into that, which is going to be Gourgeist as an example, is going to be pressured a lot by Krookodile and by Tyranitar because of his Ghost typing. Oh, sorry. But overall, Krookodile can be, of course, a bulky. It can be a fast Rock Setter, can be a Taunter, can of course be a Choice Band, Scarf variant, Life Orb variant, something along those lines. But of course, with all those kind of options that he has for Krookodile, I'm not really sure what he can bring with that. And he also has a Virizion, which is also a very good mon. Virizion, Grass Fighting type, good speed, speed types with Infernape, base 108 speed. It has good special defense, has some good variety in its moves, can be physical, can be special, can be a Calm Mind variant, Swords Dance variant, depends on what he thinks is a bit more threatening. So that's that. And he also has a Zangoose later on in his team as well, which is going to be not as scary in my opinion. Zangoose can of course have the ability that it gets to have a speed boost, I believe it is. I'm not completely sure. Never really see Zangoose in League format, but if it comes, I'm not really that worried about it. And then of course he has Sandslash, Alolan form, and Vanilluxe to create that Snow Warnings, Slush Rush pair, of course. Sandslash has the 4-time weakness to fighting and fire and such, which are common typings in the league, and also the priority, and also Vanilluxe also. Not that really experienced the league format with it, so I just must see. So if I look at my opponent's team and then look towards us, I would probably assume that he is going to bring the Clefable for sure. He's going to bring the Krookodile for sure, and the Marowak Alolan form for sure. I expect Rotom Wash to an extent. Skarmory could come along. And then actually it's going to be a toss-up. I think Krook, Marowak, Rotom, Clefable, and Latios maybe. And then maybe it's a toss-up is going to be Skarm or a Mega Tyranitar. Virizion could come as well, so the last 2 months I'm really doubting. I do not see him bring Zangoose, Sandslash, or Vanilluxe because Sandslash and Vanilluxe get shut down by Infernape instantly because Infernape just comes in team preview and they melt already, so that's not going to work out. So of course, as I said, it's going to be a very threatening team and we have a tough matchup up ahead and I'm just going to make the best out of it. I do not say we lose, I do not say we win, but I'm just going to try and make the best of it. So let's actually get straight into this team builder right here, which you finally waited for. So we have Infernape Unagi right here, rocking the Choice Scarf with Iron Fist ability, rocking Close Combat, Overheat, Shadow Claw, and U-Turn, rocking 44 HP, 220 attack, and 244 in speed with a Lonely Nature. The reason we rock a Lonely Nature is to get a bit more special attack, so we can hit monsters like Virizion and Skarmory a bit harder. The 244 in speed is to outspeed a Krookodile, a Choice Scarf Krookodile, so that's why I did that. And then the 44 in HP was a bit of remainder what was left. Going over the moves, Close Combat and Overheat are just for overall stabs. U-Turn is for Switch Initiative. And I have the Shadow Claw right here because I figured Marowak Alolan form can be a huge threat towards his team to an extent. So that's why I went Shadow Claw. I originally had Gunk Shot on the set, but I did not think we needed Gunk Shot because I have coverage options and such for it later on in the team as well. So that's going to be a Fernape. Pretty standard in my opinion, but I think it is effective enough versus his team to actually do some viable work. So let's actually head into the second Pokemon right here, which is going to be Fraud, our Zoroark, rocking the Expert Belt with the Illusion ability, rocking Dark Pulse, Focus Blast, Flamethrower, and Sludge Bomb, rocking 80 HP, 56 defense, 212 special attack, and 160 speed with a timid nature. The reason why we rock a timid nature with 160 speed is so we can outspeed Krookodile as well if it's not choice scarfed, because Krookodile is a threat as I mentioned, so I need to prep out of my ass for that. The 212 special attack is all that we needed. And then the 80 HP with a 56 defense is just for Zoroark to lift a choice banded adamant earthquake from Krookodile if need be, and then we can strike back with a focus blast and annihilate it straight up. So that's very specific as EV spread right here, but as I normally would say, you do not need to play around with threats and just do go all out versus those. So with that, as I explained, the HP and the defense is then for the Krookodile, of course, and if Krookodile does not count, we have a bit more bulk to take on some other stuff. So you have Dark Pulse for overall stat, Focus Blast to hit his Dark types and such, and also have the ability to hit Tyranitar really hard, and also hit Krookodile really hard, including his last 3 mons, which are Zangoose, Sandslash, and Vanilluxe. Flamethrower is to hit mons like Sandslash, Vanilluxe if you do not want to miss or risk it. Also helps versus Virizion and Skarmory pretty much, and then Sludge Bomb is most likely to hit Clefable. Virizion can also be hit. Why doesn't a helicopter go over my house at this point? Come on. Alright, so then we of course have the Sludge Bomb to hit the Clefable, because Clefable can be an issue, and due to Infernape not carrying the Gunk Shot, we need a bit of coverage on Zoroark for that. So the third Pokemon on this squad is going to be Jiraiya, the Seismitoad right here, rocking the leftovers with Water Absorb, rocking Scald, Sludge Bomb, Drain Punch, and Stealth Rocks, 188 HP, 8 attack, 212 defense, 67 in special attack, and 24 in special defense with a relaxed nature. The reason why we rock the relaxed nature is because I do not think we need to outspeed anything, and we still outspeed a max HP Marowak if it max HP, max attack, so that's that. The reason why we rock Water Absorb is because we can then be immune to one of Rotom's stats, which is going to be helping a lot. And then we have Scald to maybe burn things and such, and then go on from there. Burn things and our stab in this. Sludge Bomb is indeed for Clefable if need be. Drain Punch is to hit Krookodile and Tyranitar. So Tyranitar takes a chunk from this, and then we recover it a bit off, including with the leftovers, which are going to be healthy enough for the entirety of the game. And then Stealth Rocks are, in my opinion, necessary for other mons in the team to pick off mons like Alolan Marowak, if need be, if it comes in. Break Skarmory's 30, Sea of Clefables, Magic Guard and whatnot, and go on from there, because with information we can probably win the game from there. So that's going to be that. The 8 attack is just to do a bit more towards Tyranitar and Krookodile. The Sludge Bomb with the 76 special attack guarantees 35% the minimal towards Clefable and Sludge Bomb, and also lets Scald do a bit more damage overall to his team. So that's going to be perfect in my opinion. So Jiraiya going to be a crucial member, because I think that Seismitoad can be a threat to his team if, for example, Virizion does not come along. So that's going to be that. Jiraiya going to be crucial, I feel. So let's head on to our fourth member right here. The fourth member right here, we have Raiju, the Jolteon, rocking the Life Orb with Volt Absorb, rocking Thunderbolt, Shadow Ball, Signal Beam, and Volt Switch, rocking 52 HP with 8 defense, 220 special attack, and then 228 speed. The 228 speed was for Jolteon to outspeed everything on his team, which is not Scarf. We also outspeed Latios, we outspeed, I believe, Mega Tyranitar, even at +1. So that's great. And then we also have the Thunderbolt for Stab, which is going to be crucial versus his team pretty much. We have Shadow Ball to hit the Alolan Marowak, because after Rocks we can guarantee OHKO it, even if it's max HP. So that's good information to have. Signal Beam is mostly for his Dark types and for his Latios. Also, so we hit more things with Signal Beam than we would with Shadow Ball in that case, but it really would depend on what he brings to the table. And then I have Volt Switch just for a Switch initiative. I was at first really scared to bring this, because I did not want to get Marowak a Lightning Rod boost if he wants to swap in, and then we need to switch something else in to take the hit. So that's that. But now we can actually Volt Switch, and then can actually Shadow Ball to Oblivion, so that's why I decided on this set. The 52 HP and the 8 defense is pretty much all that what we had left. After that, we did the speed and the special attack, because the 220 special attack with a modest nature is pretty much all that we needed. And as I explained, also the draft analysis, because Jolteon is so fast, it can most likely run each time a modest nature to be sure. Alright, then we're going down to the last 2 months right here, and we're gonna start off with Skylar right here, which is also rocking a Choice Scarf with Reckless Ability, rocking Brave Bird, Close Combat, Double Edge, and U-Turn, rocking 84 HP, 204 attack, 24 defense, and 196 in speed. Of course, we have the 196 in speed to outspeed a Adamant Scarfed Krookodile. Instead of a Jolly. So we have 2 months. We have Skylar to take on a Jolly, no, an Adamant Krookodile, and then Infernape to take on a Jolly Krookodile. So I think that's a good combo for the 2 Scarpers right here. So we could rock an Adamant Nature and do some bit more damage. We also outspeed then the rest of his entire team. And then of course we have Brave Bird, the Double Edge for overall stab. And then Close Combat to annihilate things like Krookodiles and Mega Tyranitar, because we can do tremendous amounts of damage to that. We also have the U-Turn on this set, because with the U-Turn we are able to get Switch Initiative all around. And with Switch Initiative we can maybe plow through a bit more easy. So that's why I created a Volturn core in Jolteon, Staraptor, and Infernape. So with the 204 attack, because that was pretty much all that we needed. And then the 84 in HP with the 24 defense assured a bit more bulk, so we can maybe live a hit from something if need be. So we can actually have a better chance, for example, living a Volt Switch or something if need be, if we were really forced into that. That's going to be Skylar right here. Unfortunately, we have Double Edge right here. Last ditch effort, I changed Double Edge, because before we had Endeavor on this set. Well, the reason I decided on Double Edge was because we hit a bit more with Double Edge than with Endeavor, and it's not guaranteed that we're going to be low enough. So that's also going to be an issue. So I think Double Edge is going to be a better play at this point. And moving on to the last one right here, we have JJ, the Latios right here, rocking the Grassy Z with Levitate ability, rocking Psyshock, Dragon Pulse, Energy Ball, and Roost, 140 HP, 92 defense, 104 special attack, 16 special defense, and 156 in speed. With a Timid Nature, Psyshock, Dragon Pulse, Energy Ball, Roost. We have 156 in speed to ensure to outspeed a modest Latios. I decided on outspeeding the modest Latios because I do not want to risk a speed tie, and we needed a bit more specific EV spread, and I'm going to explain it in full detail to you right now. This is going to be insane what I'm going to tell you, but bank on the fact that I'm speaking the truth. Latios right here with 140 HP and 92 defense is ensured to lift a Adamant knockoff from Krookodile if it's Choice Scarf. And from there we can actually blow it back with an Energy Ball. Then we also have the 60 special defense to take a bit special moves a bit better. And then indeed the 104 special attack was pretty much what we needed. And then the Grassy Z Energy Ball is more indeed for Krookodiles and for Tyranitar. And if he does not bring Krookodiles, then of course it's going to be for Tyranitar and also do a good amount to that as well. Psyshock is going to be and Dragon Pulse are for overall stab. I decided on Dragon Pulse over Draco Meteor because sure, Draco Meteor hits harder, but Draco Meteor also drops my special attack, and I do not want Latios to be a setup fodder because it's at -2. We have Roost for overall recovery pretty much, and that's going to be pretty much it. As I said, Dragon Pulse is there to not be setup fodder pretty much, and that was what I was aiming for, because we need to keep as much pressure up as possible. So this is actually going to be the team builder for the PMC Season 4, Week 1 versus the Boston Kommo-o. The battle will go up later on today, so stay tuned for that. And I'm the Ground Gliscor, and I will see you in the next video that I'm going to make. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time, guys. Bye!